Hello, we are back. We are going against Bethel for this time.
Yep, we are back again today. We were here a little bit earlier today. You guys saw Chester and did lose that round, but we are back again for our doubleheader match against Bethel. So we are here again. We do kind of know Bethel's roster a bit. I know 2 out of 3.
Okay, well, you
yeah.
know more than I do because I forgot to ask.
So they have a Palu, Captain Falcon, and I have forgotten the third one because Palu and Captain Falcon, we've seen this character so many times, I don't remember who the third one is. But
yeah.
We are actually friends with this team as well.
Yes.
So I know the Palu quite decently. Sup Gup, that's his tag, and then Chris. I don't know if Chris is like actually friends with the Captain Falcon, but
yes, they are.
He
they
has
are.
admired the Captain Falcon at least. So
yes, they do know each other. Yes, they apparently see each other as equals. So
yep. So
very good.
The Kid Icarus players know each other, and the Captain Falcon players know each other.
And I don't think they have a Samus player on there.
I mean, hey, as long as it's a Metroid, it works. The analogy still works, but I don't think it's a
Metroid player.
Hey, it could be the Rids. It could be the Ridley.
It could be the Ridley.
That would be something. But yeah, we're gonna be playing against Bethel today for a doubleheader, so it's good to see. Going to a team that we do know and are friends with, so it's nice.
It would be like Chris pulling out the Ridley.
Might still happen.
I highly doubt against this match they're gonna pull out the Ridley.
But yep. So it does look like we are getting into a thing.
Closer? Oh wow, that's scary.
Four now, but yeah, we are getting into a team that we're friends with, which is nice, but we still want to destroy them.
I don't think
friendly,
you should.
Of course.
I think Mike is about ready to kick you out of this room.
Hey, again, even though we are friends with this team, it is still a competition, so we do still want to defeat them, so we still want to win, but it's all in good fun at the end of the day. So.
We assumed they were doing stage bans before we started streaming. They were not.
Nope.
That is a fact.
They're getting the arena set up and stuff like that. It can take, especially because we are a little bit ahead schedule. We are starting a bit early.
Yes. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say, but do you think what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I believe
okay.
You're saying it.
Okay. Yeah.
Just working as we are waiting for stage bans to happen.
This isn't the worst thing in the world.
Hey, a couple weeks, like a couple streams ago, with technical difficulties were quite interesting. But,
hey, they muted you. You're permanently muted, I guess.
Apparently, maybe. But they're working on my headset right now, so.
Yes, and
here we are.
And you're trying to speak into the microphone like there's. It works. Does it work?
We will see if that thing.
I still don't hear you. I just hear you because you're loud.
If I talk loud enough, it'll just sound through your mic normally anyway.
Yes, but you will also get rid of all of our hearing.
You're wearing headphones. You don't need it. You're fine. We're having a bit of difficulties here before we get the stream started, but as I said, we were starting a bit earlier, so we do have a bit of time to fiddle with it a little bit. I just break things, apparently. I don't know how. I didn't press anything, but my mere presence breaks things. This is why I was on the build team, not the electronic team, on my robotics team. We find a way to set the boards on fire without them being plugged in.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's kind of impressive that I would manage to do that.
I would not be surprised.
I'd probably find a way. I didn't know I was a game designer.
I'm gonna do a Chris. I'm just gonna like.
I didn't know I helped program Smash Bros. That would explain why it was so broken. But,
Chris is gonna come in and just facepalm and then walk out.
Hey, working through the stage bands here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Have fixed stages, but they might just be waiting to start at normal time.
To be frankly honest, I don't even know what's going on over here.
I don't know either. That's why I was trying to talk about the other room, because that's the one I probably know what's going on more in. So my guess is they're either just wanted to get the stage bands done early so they can start at normal time, is my guess.
I used to.
Mike's.
No! He's no longer muted.
Yes! Yes, they work. You'll have to hear me again. Oh, that's right. There's a Roy. That's right. That is the third one, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. I do remember that now. But getting into it here, we have Alex against a Roy. Not a matchup that we are super unfamiliar with here.
Yes, and it is no longer what we call a time to camp game.
Yeah, this game, Alex was talking about it in between the streams, so that he can now play his game again. He can go back to playing how he wants to play the game, as opposed to having to play against Kazuya and Steve and things like that, who pretty much force you to change your playstyle.
That Roy was getting in some very good punishes against Alex, though.
Yeah, but Alex is showing his matchup knowledge and just being able to zone out with Link, as he is still ahead in the damage.
Yes, he is quite ahead, and this Roy has...
Very nice bomb, does kill.
Very nice job from Alex right there. And the boomerang hits Roy doing some decent, a little bit of damage.
Yeah, but now he is getting ledge trapped by Roy, which can be quite a dangerous position, especially for Link, who's someone on the bit of a slower side, but does manage to get through the ledge traps and get a decent amount of damage out of it too.
Yes, you don't really want to be ledge trapped by any of the Fire Emblem
Nice
characters.
jump call out.
Yep,
And up B's early, but just couldn't quite make it. He needed just a little bit more distance, and that jab does hit behind Roy for some freaking reason. Locks him with Nair and tries to follow it with an arrow, but not quite was able to leave the shield up.
Bethel is just hoping to get at least one stock against Alex right here.
But Alex is trying to say, oh no you don't, with all of this projectile pressure. Already, again, has 40% on their last stock, while he has yet to lose one, but this should be it.
Yep.
And there it is. Does lose his one, but still has already taken two, so this is still quite a good lead, just trying to not lose it here.
Yep. Bethel can maybe hope for a second one, since he is at 58, but that is getting quite high. He is basically kill percent.
Yeah, all it takes is one edge guard, which while Roy's recovery is definitely not bad, it still can be exploitable, especially with that bomb. So one of the properties of the bomb is that it will automatically ignite if hit by fire moves. But he is dead.
Yep. He got a little too cocky there with trying to...
Yep, that was really nice awareness. That was really nice awareness from Alex. Saw that he dropped down off of the platform to try to back here him and just said, nope, you are coming with me, good sir. And scooped him up and said, goodbye.
Yeah, so. No, but that was really good. Really good on the Roy's part too, trying to do that.
Yep.
Ray Jasic just subscribed. Let's go Valpo. Yes.
Yep, but that was really good awareness off of Alex to be able to do that, and just good gameplay overall, being able to two-stock that Roy. Did lose one stock, but definitely was still a really strong showing, keeping us in the lead. 2 stocks up on Bethel right now.
Yes. But I'm not sure exactly who they might be sending in.
I am expecting the Palu.
Ooh,
I am expecting Gup. What? That's his tag!
Oh my gosh.
Alright, that's his tag.
Even though that's his tag, it's still weird to hear you say Gup. Gup.
What? Do I need to start singing the Bubble Guppies theme song on here?
God, no.
Good, because I don't know it, because that's a weird show.
I don't know it either, and I didn't want to know it.
I have weird stories involving it, but well, weird story. But anyway,
A weird story. Please
we will
don't
not
say
be
it.
getting into that, as we will instead be getting into this match of Link versus Palu. So in Palu's reveal trailer, this did kind of happen. In Palu's reveal trailer for Smash Bros. So
Except it would have been more accurate if you were facing the Alex.
that is true, which does happen a decent amount in practice. We play each other a lot in practice, but I play the other Kid Icarus characters, so we will see how he deals with this Nair instead of my Nair, because all the Kid Icarus players just Nairs.
Yep, he was not having a good time with that Nair though from Palu.
Yeah, Palu's Nair is just a tad bit better than Pit's. It's almost like it's a lot better. Palu is just kind of better than Pit. Yeah, anyway, I'm getting a little sad, but now Alex is still in the lead, so that is nothing to be sad about. But does get that. Does not have a jump, I believe. Just barely misses the tech. If he would have attacked that, he would have made it back, so
He
does lose the stock.
Yeah, he was very, he was doing some good bomb recovery earlier against Kazuya, but this time he just barely missed it. I believe he's still working on that tech, correct?
It's also just a really difficult tech. It can be very difficult because you have to know which way you're facing, what kind of momentum that you have. It's difficult to do. So while he has practiced it and is pretty dang good at it, it still can be very easy to mess up. And especially in a tech that is determining whether you live or die, it can be very difficult to perfect, and you mess it up once and you die.
Yes. Still using that bomb.
Yeah, and
Oh, a platform
getting
saved him.
on the stretcher, just brought back into the stage, so does get around the ledge trap, which, you know what, we will take that, as Palu's ledge trapping can be pretty good. She has a lot of multi-hits that cover a lot of space, so
She
getting able
is
to avoid
living
that.
on a prayer right now, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, she is definitely at kill percent, especially at this ledge.
And there she
Forward air
is.
is going to catch it. So that is one stock down. No matter what happens in this game, we are coming out of this with a lead, as Alex has now taken 4 stocks.
Yes. Paolo just hoping to hopefully get that one stock before Alex can take another. However, he has been playing his game pretty right. He has been enjoying probably playing the game how he wants to play the game.
I'm sure he's enjoying being allowed to play the game again, but don't get hit by this explosive flare. It does avoid the second one that would have taken the stock. Drops down, tries to scoop, but this will kill. And even if it didn't, he had no jump, so he would have been forced to bomb recover. But
Yep.
as we said before, he did take 1 stock off the Palu, so no matter what, we are coming out of that game with a lead. So we are coming in with a lead. We are 1 stock up. Not exactly as ideal as we would have hoped, but definitely still a lead, and we will take that.
So we have 2 options to send in here. Who do you think Valpo might send in?
I am expecting Chris.
I'm expecting Chris as well.
I am expecting Chris, yes.
Okay. We are all expecting Chris.
Yep.
It makes sense.
Yep, it does make sense. Chris can keep up with these faster characters as well as outmaneuver a little bit, and so being able to do that as opposed to Keegan's being a bit of slower character can definitely be an advantage.
Thank you, Budget Viking 5 for following.
But as we talked about before, we are seeing the Chris come in, although we are still doing a stage ban, so it probably won't be Town and City, is my guess. Since I know Palu is pretty good on that stage, she can kill horizontally quite well, so and it gives a lot of stage distance for her to combo on. But in turn, it's also a lot of stage space for Captain Falcon to combo, as he also has a lot of horizontal as well as vertical movement and combos. So
Yes, Paolo was able to stay alive for quite a long time on Town and City, so we'll see what goes on. I think they selected a stage, but
they might. I don't believe they have yet. They might still be, but we might actually be going back to Town and City, which, you know, I wouldn't fully agree, but I also wouldn't disagree with it either. It is not like it is absolutely terrible for Captain Falcon either, so we will see what they decide to go to.
we will see.
Looks like they are. Looks like they are going to Town and City. So, as we talked about before, don't need to go over the stage again as we were talking about it before, but we will be getting into this game and seeing the Palu again, albeit one stock less, thanks to Alex.
Yes. Dropping one stock, and I'm surprised. Up there he goes.
Yeah, there's his jab.
He likes to show it off.
Hey, you know, he's got to show him his moves. It's required. It says it in the taunt. You got to do it.
I would like to see a little bit of a Captain Falcon ditto. Captain Falcon ditto. Captain Falcon ditto.
Just raw down throw knees him and calls him out. There's the down air. Only took 3% that entire stock. Very, very fast stock there. That was 30 seconds down, and he had the SD first.
And Chris was very loud.
He tried to end him again. My guy. He wants him dead. And he's dead. And there's the Chris Papa.
You sounded just like Chris there.
So Palu did have to SD at the beginning of the stock. They needed the time to taunt. That was still a under 1 minute game.
Yeah.
Dang, Chris, I know this dude. I'm gonna have to talk to this dude later. Dang. Dang, Chris, all right. Hey, you know, we talk about how Chris does not want to play the game. I think he's mad that he had to play the game for so long earlier today against Manchester. He wants it done now.
You're gonna like message an apology to the Palu later, like sorry.
I might have to.
I'm very sorry for my teammate.
I might have to. I apologize for how cracked my teammate is. Good God.
I feel like at that point it just sounds like you're showing off your other teammates.
Did you see what he did? You know what? He freaking deserves it.
I mean, we saw what he did earlier as well.
Yeah. So under 1 minute game against the Palu, including the time to SD. So.
Yeah.
All right. So we're back to stage bans again. That wasn't very much of an intermission, was it, Chris? Yeah. Thanks for that one. Now I have to try to figure out what to talk about in between stage bans. We don't have a game to talk about. What the heck, Chris?
Chris really wants that Captain Falcon ditto.
Apparently. He said, "Get out of my way."
They're going on small battlefield.
I'm assuming that we are going to be seeing the Captain Falcon ditto, which how hot Chris is running right now. It might be a spicy one. I mean, that last game was certainly spicy.
Yep, there's the Captain Falcon ditto.
Here we see the Captain Falcon ditto coming in. Oh man, Chris is running hot. All right, do it to him, Chris.
But actually, Chris and this other Captain Falcon have also have spent a lot of time like doing like, I think practicing or something, learning things off of each other.
I don't believe they've really played all that much, but I believe Chris told me yesterday or a couple days ago at least that he actually had watched this Captain Falcon's VODs when he was learning Captain Falcon.
Right, yes. That is something.
They do have, and then of course this Captain Falcon knows who Chris is as well, so they do have that bit of mutual respect for each other of being very strong players and strong Captain Falcon players as well. So
yes, both very strong Captain Falcon players. He might be hoping that he doesn't have to play the game.
Hey, you know, with Chris running this hot, he might not have to, because while Chris is getting ledge trapped here, which is quite dangerous, he does have the percent advantage. So he's definitely running a bit hot, trying to be a little spicy here. Goes to the up B, but does get beaten out by the back air before the startups can finish. Nice recovery angles. Does get punished a little bit, but it is better than getting spiked.
Yes, because it seems like they both want those spikes.
Hey, you know, it's a requirement. And there's up B on ledge. I believe that Chris told me that he learned that from this Falcon, that Falcon really likes to ledge trap with up B. That grounded up B grab range is massive. So he learned that that is a really useful move to ledge trap with from this Falcon in particular. So using his own tricks against him a little bit and getting quite a bit of damage here too. I told you, Chris is running hot. He is ready for it. No, very nice here. Not quite getting the punish. Thought he was going to drop through the platform there. even being in Special Fall there is quite a bit of mix-ups you can do. You can mix up your drift and whether you're going to land on the platform there. So while that jab would have covered all the drifts he could have done, it did not cover the landing on a platform option. So
if he was a little bit closer, there it goes. Bethel taking a kill against Chris right now. Chris is just kind of thriving. That is the way to describe it.
that's just a way to describe Chris when he plays, but I actually don't think he is right now. He's probably having a good time. He's probably enjoying himself. I believe he was actually kind of looking forward to playing this Falcon.
Yes, he most likely was.
He's probably having a good time here. But
I mean, I've heard him laughing and talking. He isn't screaming. So that's the good news.
that means he's probably having a good time if he's not actively screaming about playing this game.
Even if Bethel was able, this Captain Falcon was able to get past Chris, he would still have to go against Keegan.
Yep, and this Captain Falcon might not get that far.
Yes.
You're talking about how well Chris is playing today, and he said that he has learned from this Captain Falcon when he was first figuring out. So, has the student surpassed the unknowing teacher?
The accidental teacher.
But it's looking like he just might, at least in this game particularly.
To be fair though, Chris has a very decent job. He's very good at picking up new characters at almost seemingly random.
Yeah, he is just good at this game. And that kind of is a byproduct of that, but we see Chris taking a ton of damage from these ledge traps. He's going side to side just because he is at such high percents. All of these hits are sending them to the other side completely. And we were talking about that up B ledge trap. He learned it from this Falcon, showing that he still does it.
They both do it.
Yep. It is a very good ledge trapping tool as that grab hitbox is massive.
Bethel being like, I do not want you to surpass me.
Yep, Bethel is still definitely putting up a fight. It is definitely not just a one-sided showing, but very good showing from both either way.
Yes.
Does call out the roll, but not going to kill. A lot of these scoop hitboxes on Captain Falcon particularly is... Wow!
Oh!
Wow! I could hear Chris laughing. I was right. He was having a good time because he is not fuming for that. He was laughing. That was crazy.
I think he fumed a little bit.
I don't think he did. I did not hear any of it. So that was
we'll have to find out from
really
after this.
good showing from both Falcons. That was really good. Yep, Chris is laughing here. Yep, told you. Told you. Yeah, he is having the time of his life over there. So.
Yeah, Chris was like, get out of the way, Palu. I do not want to face you. I want to face Captain Falcon and Captain Falcon only.
And he sure did. The Palu sure did get out of his way. Not willingly, but he sure did. And did get the Falcon Ditto that he wanted, and ends like that. The run-off footstool. Very, very good stuff from both sides. That was enjoyable after having to commentate Kazuya Mishima. But, yep, so that was really good to see. But Falcon now has to go against our last player.
Yeah, and Falcon against Samus.
Not as exciting. It is not as energetic, sadly, but...
Well, it is also not as easy.
it is also not as easy for the Captain Falcon. It is also not as hyper-energetic, running around at Mach 2 trying to combo each other, so...
But, so Keegan, has a lot of experience against Captain Falcon.
I would say that this is definitely a matchup that Keegan does know. It might be a surprise, but Keegan has played against a Captain Falcon a couple times.
It must be the Captain
Reset.
Captain Falcon from Bethel.
It must be. We don't have any Captain Falcon here because he's in the blast zone. He got footstool.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, he's not here.
It must be Bethel's.
I don't know, but that Captain Falcon that did get footstool also took a lot of stocks. So, very nice showing from Chris. We thought he was running hot, and he proved it. That was extremely well played. What a fun match. That was a fun match to see.
Yes.
Hopefully this one, it is going to be a bit different, but hopefully it will also be just as fun as we see the experience that Keegan might have, and he's dead.
Okay. Keegan just got 0 to death.
No, he got 8.
Ah, yes, 8%.
It's still technically a 0 death. It's fine.
Keegan is probably not happy about that.
Keegan's probably laughing. And he's dead too. Oh, he's not dead. And he went for the downer. We're just having a good time here. As we talked about before, we're playing between friends at this point. We're just going for stuff. We're swinging. We're just having a good time here. This is awesome to see.
Yeah, it's a much more relaxing experience than against Manchester.
Yeah. I can hear them all laughing. Dang.
I can keep going.
He did it. He did it. That Captain Falcon really likes to do that. Well, that sure was a match.
What did he even do?
Man. So, to say what actually happened there.
Yes.
So Captain Falcon's up B is a grab hitbox. That is an actual grab. It's not a hit grab, so it grabs the opponent. It's a grab hitbox. Samus up B is not a grab. It is a multi-hit aerial, basically. So what a lot of multi-hits do in this game is that the multi-hit parts are just made to pull you into the next hit. So a lot of them will actually have like certain launch angles. Not all of them. Some of them do have different ways to calculate angles. There are different ways to do that, Sakurai angles and such. But a lot of multi-hits do tend to have a actual set direction that they send to keep you into the next hits. And a lot of those actually, it's not every multi-hit, but a lot of them is generally down or towards like the center of where it goes. And Captain Falcon upbeat there, and I believe he got hit by like the bottom corner hitbox, which would send him that way. And because it's a grab hitbox, it grabs Samus out of her upbeat, which means that the hitboxes to carry the Captain Falcon up were no longer happening, but they traded, so it grab broke at the same time. So those multi-hit hitboxes sent the Captain Falcon down, but because they got grab broke, Keegan also got launched down because it grab broke while midair.
Oh my god.
So because of all those factors lining in together, we got whatever the heck that was. Because this game was made by interns sometimes. So that's what actually happened there. But oh man, that was a little bit funky, wasn't it? That was a little bit wacky and wild.
So they're sending in the Palu first.
And we saw how that went round 1, but hey, you know, it's a different ult. You never know.
The last one was not his normal ult.
I do not believe he normally plays default Palu, no. But
I was also talking about Chris, but
yes, they both are no longer on the same ult, so this game might go a bit differently, but Chris is hoping to not, because last round Chris definitely did do something to this Palu.
Chris is probably trying to tell this Palu, get out of my way. I want that Falcon
I want the Falcon Ditto again. I want it back. Run it back.
I don't want you to take a single stock off me because I want 3 stocks for Falcon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a stock taken off and he has to go against a Falcon. He will unfairly just jump off the ledge. He's like, no, fair Falcon Ditto.
No, I don't think he will, although he will definitely be sad about it, because I know he wants that Falcon Ditto again, because he is smiling after that. He's laughing. Gets the 2-frame again. Chris, let him recover. He is not allowed back on stage. Oh my word, Chris. Let him play the game. Let my mans breathe.
Weston, are you going to send us I'm sorry message to the Palu?
You know, it's looking like I might have to. Chris is kind of not letting him play the video game that he signed up to play. This is a showing. That's all I have to say. This is such a fun match. Just as you're talking about, we're friends with this team, so we're just having a good time here. We're just having the time of our lives. And it's showing in how we're playing. We're just we're just swinging, we're going for wild plays, and it makes it so much more fun.
And Chris is just like, I am very relaxed, even though he is at kill percent and still not dead.
Yeah, Chris is just playing his game, having a good time. And you know, it is a game. While we do play it competitively, it is a game, so having fun is important. And I'm sure Chris is having fun at that F smash. Still at 180 and not dead, as long as he maintains stage control. Yep, stage control would have allowed him to live any lighter hits, but that back air will take the stock. And is in the Palu washing machine here. Yeah, that got nerfed, by the way. Anyway.
What, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, it got nerfed, so you couldn't do that as long. Still took on. No, see, it only dealt 50 instead.
Wow.
But does get an opening of his own. Tries to drag down Nair grab. Hey, that's my thing.
His Palu is stealing moves from you now.
Well, I mean, it is stealing moves from Pit. I feel like she's kind of allowed to do that, judging on how she's the one who allows him to recover. But does get Palutena up air. That move is very good to kill at the top. It sends basically straight up and covers a wide area. I don't know if you've seen the hitbox of that move, but it is very, very wide.
I'm sure it's entertaining to
It's a wild one. It's one of those hitboxes that you look at and go, wow, characters were not created equal, huh?
This Palu does get the probably the rematch that they were hoping for.
Yeah.
Because they have successfully shown that Chris was just playing very well.
Chris was just cracked last round. Does take the stock with the back air there. Is probably a little disappointed that he doesn't get to Falcon Ditto fully, but you know, he did get through with the stock up, so he does still at least get to see the Falcon again, assuming that is who they throw in, since they might throw in the Roy.
Who knows? Maybe if this does go to a round 3, round 3, they're just gonna gentleman's Falcon Ditto.
All right, so here's the thing. I am expecting them to throw in the Roy here. But here's the question. The Roy, fun fact, is not Captain Falcon. So
yes.
I wonder if Chris is going to do what he did last round and just say, get out of my way. You know what, Chris? I'm down for it. Go for it, dude. Just take the Roy and just move him. Just out of my way. I'm fighting this Falcon. I don't think Chris I don't think Chris wants to fight the Roy. I think he wants the Falcon. So he very well might just say, get out of my way, which, you know what, I am here for. I want to see it. I want to see him just push the Roy aside and say, no, we are Falcon Dittoing right now. And it looks like he might have to if he wants to get this Falcon Ditto, as we are getting into this match against the Roy. So we will see whether my visions will come into pass of whether Chris will push this Roy out of his way to get back to the Falcon again.
The thing is
We're just having a good time here. This is awesome to see. I love seeing this.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think Chris wants to fight this Roy.
I think he just wants to get through to the Falcon Dittos. I think that's where he finds his fun. And you know, he's starting to work on it. Is a bit of an even percent, actually at a bit of a percent deficit here, but all he really needs is one opening, and it is back to almost even.
Yep.
And this might be the opening here.
Yeah, if Roy wants to fight, if that Roy does not want Chris to fight the Captain Falcon, which he certainly does not want that to happen,
Nice
he is going
there.
to need to make sure that Chris does not get a single stock, and that
And is not going to. Chris, you did the opposite of what I predicted. Chris, you're supposed to beat him. No more Falcon Ditto for you, Chris. Okay, now we just have to let him get to round 3 just so we can Falcon Ditto again.
like I would like to see a gentleman's Falcon Ditto. They both message each other. They're like,
You know what?
We would want to know.
We should see if we can get Chris to get that Falcon to agree to a after comp match, just gentleman's Falcon ditto. Just right
Gentleman's
after.
Falcon ditto. We
Yeah.
stream?
Yeah, like right after the final competition game is played, they just Falcon ditto one more time just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun.
You know what? I'm gonna ask Chris whether he wants to do that.
Go right now.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it through here, just so I don't have to. You don't have to commentate alone. You have to deal with me still.
Oh, that's that's so nice.
What? You guys don't want to deal with me longer?
Wow. I totally don't know what to say to that.
Wow. I'm not
You're
surprised.
really not hurt.
I'm not surprised.
I could guarantee you that any Smash player sitting in this seat would just agree with me.
You know, just because you're right doesn't mean it has to be right. Ayo?
Your favorite.
Ayo? Xenoblade? Okay, we're actually mad vibing right now. We're having the time of our lives.
This Roy is not gonna have the time of his life, though.
I am.
Well, this Roy is not gonna have the time of his life unless he wanted a rematch, because he is going up against Alex, and Alex was vibing last time.
Yeah, Alex did definitely do a good job against this Roy last time, so we'll see if he can do it again.
Yes. But this Roy is feeling himself, clearly.
Yeah, it does have quite a early percent lead, but you know, Alex does have those projectiles to try to rack up some damage and keep the Roy away from him, so definitely not an insurmountable anthill here, as this percent is getting closer and closer. No longer a mound to climb.
Roy has given Alex a substantial amount of percent. About 89% to 34%. With Alex technically basically being at kill percent for any back air.
Yeah, not quite getting that scoop hitbox of the reverse up B to hit, as that very well might have killed or at least set up in for a very good situation, but didn't quite connect. Does try to F smash that running off platform, almost lands too, but gets side B instead.
Yeah, one of the main problems this Roy is facing right now is instead of hitting with the sweet spot, he is hitting with a wet noodle. If you don't know what that is the point of Roy's sword. It has as much damage as a wet noodle.
Yep, so that has to do with the differences between Marth and the other sorties. So Marth has the tipper hitbox, as I'm sure a lot of you knows. The tip of his sword is way stronger. Roy is the absolute inverse of that. Roy has the sweet spots on the very hilt of his sword, meaning the tip is actually a lot weaker. Again, the exact opposite of what Marth is. So hitting these longer range, very tip of the edge sword hits for Roy is actually not very effective, which is really giving Alex an edge, as Link is a lot better at keeping him away, meaning that he is getting those farther down hits on the swords more often. Meaning that him living longer, but you are not going to live that Jair at 180.
Yes, that the Roy has just been missing, like misspacing most of his attacks. If you can see, the tip of the sword is hitting quite a bit more. Unfortunately for Roy, but it still doesn't prevent an even fight, and Alex taking heaps of damage.
Yeah, Roy's damage output is nothing to be stopped at. That hilt hitbox is also stronger, but also at lower percents can combo as well, leading to high amounts of damage racking up very quickly.
Yes, and he did actually get a counter off earlier against Alex, which was incredibly good, and that is a back air.
And that is the power of that sweet spot hits that we were talking about. That very hilt of the sword hitting on that smash attack is going to kill a lot earlier. That back air is insanely strong if you get the sweet spot.
Yes. We do see this Roy not wanting to lose another stock to Alex. However, that is quite close, and that is
there
a
it
bomb.
is, with the nice reverse up B to scoop him off ledge, reversing the situation to where, oh my word, Alex! I don't think that was intentional.
It better not have been.
It better not have been. You could react to that. I do not think that was intentional. I think he meant to run up, shield it, and then punish out of shield. But just a little misinput there. At least did not die for it. So is getting an opening here, and he might be dead here. He does not have a jump. Does make it back to ledge. That is very important for that Roy because he was living with no jump there.
Yeah,
so.
That was incredibly good for him. Good for Alex because if he would have managed to take that, then the Roy would have been in a substantially disappointed as he got the kill camera and everything.
Yeah, but
he had good DI.
Red screens are not everything in this game. They red screens are actually very strangely coded. I mean, since red screens are generally whether it will kill if you don't DI right. But if you do DI right, you will generally live in a lot of the lower percent of red screens. Of course, once you get higher up, it is just more of a guarantee. But red screens do not guarantee that.
Red screens were mainly made in for the casual player who does not know how to DI.
Yep, but that side B and that side B red screen will take the stock because fun fact, interesting little factoid. Yep. Roy's sweet spot side B is stronger than limit cross slash.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he needs it, but that
he is not a DLC character, so he technically
that's
probably
true. They're
needs
both
it.
base roster, but very good showing from both players.
Yes.
Alex does fall to the Roy while still being at 135, so a little sad that he couldn't steal out the stock, but you know, not a bad showing in the slightest.
Nope.
We are at a bit of a deficit here, only one stock though, so definitely not anything that is insurmountable.
Yes, and we can see that both teams are just having fun with this match.
Oh,
they are not
so
taking this seriously at all. They are just we are just here to have fun.
Yep.
Isn't Bethel the third seed probably?
I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure.
Mike is saying that is correct.
All right, that sounds good. So we're just having a good time here. We are still trying. We are still trying to win, as it is still a competition. But we are just having a blast. We're having a good time playing with some friends here.
I am expecting Chris and Keegan to want to hop on Mike.
I'm also expecting that after this. So if they don't, I might go grab them because definitely this is a match that I think they might want to hop on Mike afterwards. After this round is done, assuming we don't go to a round 3, of course.
Yes. Assuming this Roy wants to make sure this Samus has a worse time against the Captain Falcon, he is going to want to take at least one stock off of Keegan.
Yep, definitely going to try to make this a little easier, try to soften the blow on this Captain Falcon that will be coming up after this Roy, assuming he doesn't 3-stock, but after this Roy, there is the Captain Falcon that Keegan does have a lot of experience against Captain Falcon, as we said before, so trying to soften the blow of Keegan's Samus onto this Captain Falcon is going to be the main task.
However, we did see that Captain Falcon is still a challenge for Keegan.
Yep, I mean, that Captain Falcon's still pretty good.
He zeroed to death Keegan and took another one on top.
You know, it's where Chris learned his Captain Falcon to begin with, so definitely nothing to be scoffed at.
It's not all the time where you get to play against somebody who taught you Fingers 3.
Yep, it's not every time, so they're just having a good time with it. It's really nice to see, and will get side beat at the very edge, but not quite dying.
Yeah, he's not gonna die. He loves his bombs.
Yeah, the only thing is that side B is extremely strong. I mean, he got hit at 70 after the hit and almost died just as he was on the ledge. But up smash will catch out the aggressive landing.
Shockingly hitting that up B from Roy is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, and that will kill this time. Has a little bit more damage than 70 from last time, so that will take the stock.
Yep, and this Roy probably does not care at all what happens.
But forward air not connecting for Samus, as we talked about. None of us play functional characters, but does manage to take the stock anyway. And again, it happened again, where Tegan took 0 damage while taking the stock, because of course. But does get the stock still, either way. Only lost 1, so while it is going in at a deficit against the Captain Falcon, it is definitely not bad. It is not as bad as it definitely could have been, so Keegan can make this back.
Yes, Keegan can take this back, but it will be quite a bit hard. I am expecting a round 3.
It might go to. It is definitely a possibility here. Keegan's gonna have to take one more stock than he has. He is going to have to 2-stock or 1-stock this Captain Falcon.
Yes.
So is playing at a deficit, and as we talked about before, this Captain Falcon and Chris are pretty equal.
Yes.
And Chris is a very good player, and so is Keegan. So
Mm-hmm.
this is definitely going to be a challenge.
Yes. And when playing against Chris here, Keegan typically goes 50-50 with fights.
Keegan, I believe, generally comes out on top, but is not without a challenge. So we will see if this Captain Falcon can give him a challenge as well as we get into this match. Keegan does have to lose 1 stock here.
Don't worry about Weston. He is just trying to see if there's going to be a gentleman's Captain Falcon.
But we are getting into this match anyway. Again, Keegan is down 1 stock, so it is a little bit. Tries to get the drag down up air. Samus got those? Heyo.
Keegan is trying to get that 0 to death, which would make it a completely even fight.
Yep, a 0 to death here, or at least a kill with very low percent is absolutely ideal here. But going to be difficult. This Captain Falcon is kind of all over him. Kind of trading a little bit more, but Captain Falcon is more of a combo character, so getting a lot more mileage off of these hits.
Yes, he is taking quite a bit of damage, but it really doesn't matter to him since he is up a stock.
Yep, he does have a little more wiggle room than Keegan does to make a little bit of mistakes or go for more aggressive plays, which Captain Falcon likes those aggressive plays. Getting in there is really good for him, so
yes.
This is definitely some leeway here. Tries to go for the down air, just barely misses. With, again, these ledge traps with the uppie. We talked about it before, how much both Captain Falcons like to do that quite a bit.
Yes. Keegan taking a substantial amount of damage on his second, technically, stock.
Yep.
And he is at kill percent. They are both at kill percent, actually.
And up smash doesn't work. Yep. Again, we all don't play functional characters because why would we? Why would we want to function correctly?
I feel like the closest character to a functional character is Chris.
Yeah, he plays Falcon. And that's probably the most functional.
That is probably the most functional, correct.
That's a little messed up. Yep, but just gonna have to deal with that up smash not connecting, and does bring it back to 2 stocks, but does lose his second one too. But did get a little extra credit, so if he keeps this rate up, he will come out on top. And especially if he's able to get a bit earlier of a stock than last time. This Captain Falcon's trying to say no.
Yes, this Captain Falcon is taking, giving him quite a bit of damage. And it is not going easily. It will not be easy for Keegan to take that, especially after that first stock.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult. These combos are a little bit easier on Samus and some other characters, as she is a bit slower in the air as well as a bit larger of a hurtbox. So.
And she is a little bit heavier though, so it will need a higher thing to kill. Unfortunately, Keegan is getting quite up there in the percentage, and Captain Falcon still needs to die twice for Keegan to win.
Yeah, but these openings are quite good. This is a regrab, so tries to punish it, couldn't quite get there. Back air is going to take it. Is at 75 last stock, but you know, Samus can make this up. You just got to keep Captain Falcon away from you. Call out his approaches like you just did, getting a lot of damage for it, and not too much in return.
Keegan does have an easier time right now since he is a lot closer, and he's just...
Yep, stalling out, and doesn't punish the regrab. Does get the uppie out of shield to cover that, as we talked about. It is a grab hitbox, and see, okay, bye.
Ooh, that is sad for Bethel though.
Yep,
that is an SD.
Incredible, unfortunate SD. You know, I wouldn't have actually been that turned off of the round 3, because that was a very fun match.
Yes.
We had a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, I actually have a question. So I have been informed that Chris is actually thinking of doing a Ditto for fun after. You don't want to stream it? Aww. Okay, well,
Unfortunate.
sadly you guys won't get to see it, but I am going to go into that room and watch it.
We are all
so,
going to go into that room and watch it.
Yep, so we will be wrapping up here. We'd had a ton of fun playing against Bethel. You could see it how we were playing. Everyone was just enjoying themselves. We were having a great time. So while it did end in a bit of an unfortunate SD, we were having a great time. It was really fun to play against Bethel. So we will see you guys a bit later.
Yep.
We'll
we are
see you
going
guys
to
next
go
week.
watch some fun gameplay.
Yep. And we'll go watch a whoop ditto. So we will see you guys later, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye.